Good morning, Nashville, and happy Friday. The big story continues to be the heat, of course. Melanie, I successfully stayed in my home all day yesterday as soon as I got off work. I was not going outside in that 100-degree weather.
Oh, I know it. Yeah.
Breaking from overnight, a Metro police officer had to be taken to the hospital following this crash. It happened on Cephas and Buchanan Street. Investigators tell us the officer pulled over after being flagged down by people walking on the street. That's when another car slammed into the back of the officer's car. That car somehow ended up on its side. Thankfully, the officer and the driver of the other car are expected to be okay. Right now, we're working to find out if any charges will be filed. Also breaking from overnight, a silver alert has been issued for this man. Take a good look at your screen right now. This is Gerald Redmond. Right now, a teenager is behind bars for murder. Police say 16-year-old Mondrell Newsom is the person in this surveillance image. Here, you can see him running from the scene of a shooting. It happened last month in the Preston Taylor development. 41-year-old Gerald Leroy Jr. was killed. Now, Sharon was wanted out of Nashville for assault and violating probation. The 41-year-old is accused of hitting a woman in the head with a gun 2 years ago. They say she was also on probation for a 2015 felony involving cocaine, where she received a 10-year sentence. Here's what we told you about at the top of the show. A big reversal at Bridgestone Arena as we take a live look for you this morning. So if you're going to Luke Bryan's concert tonight or an event anytime soon, don't forget to grab your mask as you're heading out the door. Leaders at Bridgestone are now recommending that everyone brings a face mask, even if you are vaccinated. Back here in the mid-state, the surge of the highly contagious Delta variant is causing more people to take action. Metro Health is reporting that more people are getting shots because of growing concern over the spike in cases. Right now, President Joe Biden is calling on Congress to extend the eviction moratorium. It expires tomorrow. As part of the pandemic response, the CDC put a ban on evictions to keep people in their homes. Then, lawmakers provided financial support to help renters out. We're taking a live look at our nation's capital, where a $2 billion bill for protection is headed to the president's desk. Overnight, the House voted to approve a Capitol Hill security spending bill. Still ahead for you this morning on News 4 Today, air traffic controllers are on high alert after an unexpected sighting. We'll break down the warning for pilots near a major U.S. airport. Wild weather hitting all corners of the U.S. this morning. New video just into our newsroom shows storm damage in Pennsylvania, Maryland, Wisconsin, and even Arizona. This morning, video from 2020 is resurfacing as people give context to the warning that went out to pilots. For at least the second time this week, air traffic controllers warn pilots to be on the lookout for a man in a jetpack. According to CNN, the person was spotted flying near Los Angeles at an altitude of about 5,000 feet. Friends and coworkers are rallying behind a firefighter's family in their time of need. This all comes after the Hastings family's worst nightmare came true on their vacation. Our Justin Beasley shows us how quickly Wilson County came to help. Take a look at this massive crowd out in Chicago. Lollapalooza returned today in Chicago's Grant Park. Now, this year is a big comeback for the iconic music festival that was canceled last year due to COVID. Nearly 100,000 people are expected to attend each day of the 4-day music festival. There will be new health and safety protocols in place as the Delta variant fuels a new spike in COVID cases across the country. Festival goers must either be fully vaccinated and show proof or have a negative COVID test within 72 hours of attending. We want to give a special shout out to Tasha the Greyhound, who was, quote, chilling in the AC watching the weather report on the crazy heat yesterday. Tasha's owner out of Chapel Hill sent us this photo. Very smart pup there, staying inside all day, Melanie. That's what I look like laying in my bed.
That's right. That's the plan today. Stay
Yes.
home with the AC.
The 2020 Tokyo Olympics continue on to day 7. And when organizers promised games unlike any other, they weren't kidding. More amazing storylines, this time coming from gymnastics. NBC's Kurt Gregory joins us from Tokyo. Turns out, simply planting a tree can make a world of difference for your home. So Nashville is what's called an urban heat island, meaning it gets hotter than the surrounding areas. Now we've clicked back over a major COVID benchmark here in Tennessee. We're now over 10% in positivity rates for cases. You may remember last year that 10% was the benchmark for controlling the spread. The number is how many cases come back positive, so anywhere under 10% was a good mark. For most of Tennessee, wearing a mask will be optional for schools this year. It's becoming an ongoing debate for parents as the CDC came out with the new guidelines. Over in Williamson County, officials encourage masks, but it's not required. We spoke with parents who say they're concerned about their children's health, so we got in touch with the school district to get their take. It's all quiet on Broadway right now, but that was not the case 2 weeks ago when someone on a party bus got run over downtown. A Michigan man fell face first off one of the party buses, and then he was hit by the rear tires. A Bowling Green bank is forced to evacuate after a robber threatens to blow it up. This was at the German-American Bank on Campbell Lane yesterday. Police say the suspect walked in with a surgical mask, demanded money, and then threatened to blow it up. The area was evacuated around 7 last night, and police completely cleared the building. Well, it turns out the device that was left behind was actually a fake. A former Benton County deputy is now charged with domestic crimes. Christopher Nolan was arrested and charged in Camden. He's accused of assaulting a former girlfriend while off duty. Nolan was placed on administrative leave right after the incident and has now been terminated from the Benton County Sheriff's Office. A News 4 follow this morning. Last night, city and community leaders came together to discuss the future of a growing homeless camp off Charlotte Pike. Severe drought conditions and unrelenting wildfires continue to take their toll out west. In California and the Pacific Northwest, the devastation has scorched 1.7 million acres. That's about the same size as Delaware. Now, state and local officials are pleading for additional federal resources. Daryl Forges has the details. Thursday marked 100 days of protests over the death of Andrew Brown in North Carolina. The NAACP led a march and rally saying their demands have not changed. Brown was shot and killed on April 21st by county deputies as they served a search warrant on his home in Elizabeth City. District Attorney Andrew Womble says the shooting was justified and the 3 deputies would not be charged in the shooting. An autopsy confirmed Brown was shot in the back of the head. And police had to show off some major horsepower to wrangle up some suspects in this high-speed chase. A group of horses, yes, horses, started a stampede along a Colorado highway this week. Well, all it took was one horse getting spooked by an electric fence, and then the rest went off to the races. Some troopers drove after them, others just trotted along. Yeah, so an actual cowboy came in and saved the day. They were able to steer the horses to safety where community members assisted with the roundup. Yeehaw. We've had some crazy stuff on our interstates too, Melanie.
We have, yeah. Usually involves trucks overspilling with something crazy.
Yeah, chickens, cows, have not had horses yet.
Chicken nuggets one time.
I forgot about the nuggets.
Yeah.